I wrote Courage after escaping from an abusive relationship some years ago, as a way to make sense of my experiences, and to recover and heal as I step into the future. I also wanted to send a message out into the world that domestic abuse in any form is unacceptable and it must not carry on into future generations. I set the first half of the video inside a dark void where I appear totally alone. Victims are often isolated by their abusers, and I wanted the video to reflect that feeling of isolation. Many people dealing with trauma and mental health problems so often feel lonely and unable to connect with others due to their experiences, even after leaving their abusers. I've worn my hair in a side parting for many years, and a lot of the reason for this originally was in order to hide my face. Because of my abusive background, I lived a lot of my young life in fear of other people, and being able to hide in my hair was one small way that I tried to deal with it. It was strange to wear my hair like this for the video shoot, as by this time in my life I'd done a lot of work to heal my trauma. It felt a lot like going back in time. I wanted the second half of the Courage video to be in the woods, somewhere green, bright, and full of life to represent the freedom, autonomy, and possibilities of a life after escaping abuse. I set the harp on a pathway to represent the journey of healing ahead. We filmed in the autumn, and I wore a pendant with an omega symbol, both to represent the end of things. I wore earrings with real fern pieces set in resin to represent new beginnings, and I picked my favourite leggings and dress by Black Milk Clothing, covered in sea creatures like octopuses, which are some of my favourites, to express my personal style and feel comfortable and fabulous while I was performing. I wanted to wear my hair up in a high side ponytail, in contrast with the dark footage in the first half of the video, where my hair is down, to show my face to the world, so you can see I'm facing my fears and surviving. I wrote wisdom to process my grief when I became estranged from someone I'd been close to for a long time. You might still miss someone terribly after losing contact with them, even if you believe it's healthier for you not to see them again. Estrangement is often seen as taboo, especially when it involves a long-term partner or family member, but it's a painful reality for many of us, and I think we should be talking about it more. I chose Carnglaze Caverns in Cornwall as the setting for wisdom, to represent the cocoon stage of healing, a time when you retreat to solitude to reflect on who you are and who you want to be, a chance to feel your grief in a spectrum of emotions, to process all that you've been through and hold space for yourself before moving on. The cave walls made me feel safe to say my goodbyes to past versions of myself and all the people I've lost along the way. I had half of my hair bleached in an ombre look for wisdom, to show that grief has changed me and to represent the shock of loss. I wore a pendant with a moon symbol to represent change and the passage of time, and I used footage of water ripples from Carnglaze's mother pool to represent healing, sadness and tears. I wrote Power as a celebration of progress, the completion of a cycle of change where I could step into a new, more empowered version of myself, with greater resilience to deal with adversity and growing self-knowledge to build myself a better future. I'd always wanted this video to convey joy and abundance, and with a central theme of growth, a garden seemed like a perfect setting. Alongside colour symbolism, with a primary colour for each song on the EP, flower symbolism became increasingly central to representing all three songs, and many of the flowers and plants I'd chosen for Power were growing in the garden when we filmed. All of these flowers were also in shades of pink, Power's primary colour. My outfit in this video served as a symbol of positive change, with my ombre hair from Wisdom dyed a vibrant hot pink as a symbol of reclaiming femininity, and my dip-dyed dress mirroring this look. White and pink also served to symbolise the innocence of my inner child being met with the compassion of my present-day self, work which I'll continue to do for a long time to come. Exploring my shadow self was really important to me when creating the video for Power, so I made a nighttime scene of an indoor garden with artificial plants to mirror and contrast the outdoor garden scene that also features in the final video. Creating this environment for the video allowed me to connect with moods and colours I loved as a child, such as things that glow in the dark, vibrant pink, and sparkly gems. The nighttime vibe also serves as a reference to moon phase affirmations, which inspired me to write the song. I designed and built a flower moon gate in 3 sections, each laden with symbolism linking to the themes and emotions of the 3 songs on Syzygy. Cherry blossoms and lotus flowers are also featured prominently in this scene, symbolising rebirth and renewal. My ombre dress in this video serves as a dark mirror to the dress in the garden shoot, with vibrant orange merging into inky blue. I wore earrings with real pink rose petals and moon phase imagery to represent gratitude, joy and femininity, and a pendant with a Mercury symbol, a reference to my childhood heroine, American McGee's Alice, and the madness brought on by childhood trauma that she and I eventually overcame. I wanted the end of the Power video to be set in a bright space to show my journey from darkness to light across the songs on Syzygy, starting with the Black Void in the Courage video and ending in my new studio, decorated all in white. I created my own garden out of paper flowers on the walls of my studio, inspired by an exhibition I saw at London's V&A Museum. This self-made installation serves as a symbol of reclaiming and reintegrating all parts of myself into a healthier, happier and more empowered person. This project has also served as a way for me to extend the feeling of safety I'm creating for myself into the space around me, and I'm excited for this to be my default backdrop for future videos. My final look for this video represents all the changes I've made. I wore a red dress with red hair to represent the root chakra, grounding and a greater knowledge and acceptance of my physical body. I wore earrings and a pendant with the symbols of Saturn to represent responsibility, structure and long-term goals. Finally, I wore my favourite Doc Marten boots as a link back to the Courage video to show that no matter what life has thrown at me, I'm still here, I'm still me, and I'm putting my feet on the ground and learning to be strong. Check out my Syzygy EP, out now on my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Hey there, thanks so much for watching to the end of the video. The video that you've just watched is a compilation of a series of vertical videos I originally made for YouTube Shorts, exploring the making of each of the songs on my EP, Syzygy. If you'd like to know more about the making of Syzygy, I have a video series coming out on my Patreon exclusively where I do a bit more of a deep dive into the visual language of each song. So if that interests you, do come and join my Patreon community like the lovely people on screen right now, and thank you so much for watching.